For centuries, the Suez Canal was the undisputed king of global shipping. But in 2026, that crown is slipping, and fast. The game has changed, and the new board is a frozen one, the Arctic. The northern sea route is no longer a seasonal novelty. It's a year-round superhighway, and it's rewriting the rules of trade. Imagine this. New data shows the journey from Shanghai to Rotterdam is now 40% faster through the Arctic. That's not just a few days saved. It's a massive cut in fuel costs and a huge reduction in carbon taxes. The world's biggest shipping companies are taking notice, diverting their fleets away from the familiar waters of the Mediterranean. As the first wave of specialized ice-breaking tankers begins its scheduled runs, we're seeing an immediate economic chill hit traditional hubs like Singapore and the ports of southern Europe. The Suez Monopoly? It's officially over. This isn't happening by accident. It's the result of one of the biggest infrastructure projects of our time. Massive deep-water ports, funded by powerful Sino-Russian partnerships, have sprung up along the Siberian coast seemingly overnight. They're serviced by a brand-new fleet of nuclear-powered icebreakers, monsters of the sea, capable of carving a path through the thickest ice, 365 days a year. But it's not just about shipping. A new kind of gold rush is underway. These remote outposts are becoming data and energy hubs. Think about it. Massive server farms need constant cooling. And what's colder than the Arctic? They're using the freezing air to cool the engines of the digital world, creating a synergy of data and logistics. When you compare these futuristic polar facilities to the aging, congested choke points of the Malacca Strait or the Panama Canal, the contrast is stark. One represents the future. The others are rapidly fading past. The ripple effects are already being felt across Europe. Northern ports in Scandinavia and Germany are booming. They are the new gateways for Asian goods, completely bypassing the old blue banana industrial heartland that once stretched from the UK to Italy. Major industries, from German car manufacturers to Scandinavian tech firms, are scrambling to retool their entire production cycles. Why? To sync up with these new, hyper-fast Arctic delivery schedules that can get parts and products from factory to market in record time. But this economic boom in the north is causing a deep rift within the European Union. Southern nations are watching their lucrative transit revenues evaporate, while their northern neighbors gain unprecedented economic and geopolitical power. It's a classic story of winners and losers, and it's playing out on a continental scale, creating tensions that Brussels is struggling to contain. Whenever big money and new territory are involved, conflict is never far behind. The high north is quickly becoming one of the most militarized zones on the planet. As these commercial lanes become more valuable, NATO and its rivals are rushing to deploy warships, submarines, and surveillance assets to protect their interests. It's a classic security dilemma. The race to control these routes is fueling heated legal battles. What one nation calls its internal waters, another insists are international straits open to all. These disputes threaten to turn these vital trade arteries into dangerous flashpoints. And beneath the waves, another prize awaits. The melting ice is making trillions of dollars worth of oil, gas, and rare earth minerals accessible for the first time. The fight over who controls the shipping lanes is directly tied to the sovereign claims over these untapped resources. It's a high-stakes game of chess being played on a map of melting ice. What we are witnessing in 2026 is nothing short of a fundamental redrawing of the world map. The planet's economic center of gravity, for so long anchored in the Atlantic and Pacific, is shifting north. The Arctic is poised to become the primary artery for 21st century commerce. For traditional maritime powers like the United Kingdom or Singapore, whose influence was built on their strategic locations along old trade routes, this is an existential moment. They're now in a desperate scramble for relevance, forced to diversify their economies or face a slow decline into stagnation. The post-World War II maritime order, defined by routes like Suez and Panama, is definitively ending. A new polar-centric world is being born right before our eyes, and the nations that adapt to this new reality will be the ones who dominate the century ahead. Thanks for watching, and if you want to stay ahead of the curve on global shifts like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon below.